The sun shines brightly on the peaks of Mount Olympus, a realm of golden palaces, eternal youth, and divine arrogance. But far beneath the vibrant green valleys and the sunlit marble temples, a profound and heavy silence rules. This is the Underworld. At the heart of this vast, dark empire sat Hades. Often misunderstood as a cruel villain, the king of the Underworld was merely a god who drew the shortest straw in the distribution of the cosmos. While his brothers, Zeus and Poseidon, claimed the glorious skies and the dynamic seas, Hades was given the heavy, unglamorous task of tending to human souls. He was a dutiful king, standing as the eternal guardian of the departed, but he was consumed by an unbearable, crushing loneliness. For centuries, his heart had never known the warmth of a gentle touch, listening only to the endless, sorrowful whispers of the dead. That was until he looked up through the ancient cracks of the earth and saw her. Persephone. She was the beloved daughter of Demeter, the powerful goddess of the harvest. Persephone was the absolute embodiment of spring. Where she walked, the dormant soil breathed, and vibrant wildflowers bloomed in her wake. She was innocent, radiant, and full of a joyous, infectious light that defied the darkness. Watching her dance in the sun-drenched meadows, the Lord of the Dead felt a powerful, unfamiliar ache in his chest. It was not a cold desire for a trophy, but a desperate, overwhelming yearning for connection. He realized that a kingdom of endless shadows, no matter how vast or absolute its power, is entirely meaningless without a single spark of light. Hades fell profoundly and irreversibly in love. But there was a heartbreaking obstacle. Demeter loved her daughter with a fierce intensity that bordered on suffocation, keeping her safely trapped in an eternal, naive childhood. Hades knew Demeter would never surrender her child to the cold embrace of the Underworld. Driven by a passion that blinded his ancient reason, Hades sought the counsel of Zeus. The supreme king, always calculating and entirely indifferent to the emotional collateral damage of his divine arrangements, saw an easy opportunity to appease his brooding brother. Zeus quietly gave his blessing, sealing the fate of the earth with a simple, secret nod. On a serene, deceptively calm morning, Persephone wandered away from her companions, captivated by a brilliantly glowing narcissus flower. Its petals shimmered with an unnatural, hypnotic allure, planted specifically as a divine snare. As she knelt and gently pulled the green stem, the solid ground beneath her trembled. It was not an act of chaotic violence, but an awe-inspiring display of divine power. The earth split wide open, revealing a magnificent chariot drawn by 4 immortal black horses, their coats gleaming like polished obsidian. At the reins stood Hades. He did not look like a terrifying monster from the abyss, but a solitary, majestic king reaching out for the only thing he truly wanted. In a breathtaking moment of overwhelming force, he brought her into his iron chariot. She was pulled from the sunlit meadow, and the earth closed seamlessly above them, trapping her cries in the sudden, suffocating darkness. Persephone was plunged into a world of eternal twilight. Initially, her heart was filled with absolute terror and sorrow. She wept bitterly for her mother, for the warmth of the sun, and for the vibrant flowers she had left behind. But as she walked the echoing obsidian halls of her new domain, a profound and beautiful shift began to take place. Hades did not lock her in a gilded cage, nor did he treat her as a captive prisoner. Instead, he treated her with absolute, unwavering reverence. He offered her a throne of equal height and splendor next to his own. He showed her the vastness, the quiet dignity, and the solemn beauty of his empire. He revealed the glittering rivers of gems hidden deep within the cavern walls and the peaceful fields of asphodel, where souls found their eternal rest. In Olympus, under her mother's watchful and overbearing eye, Persephone was treated merely as a child. Here, in the quiet shadows, Hades saw her true potential. He saw a queen, He offered her true sovereignty and a love that was deep, patient, and steadfast. Slowly, the terrified maiden discovered a hidden, powerful strength within herself. She found a strange, haunting beauty in the melancholy of the underworld and began to deeply understand the lonely god who ruled it. Her fear melted into fascination, and that fascination slowly bloomed into a formidable love. Above ground, a devastating tragedy unfolded. Demeter's heart shattered completely when she realized her beloved daughter was gone. The raw, agonizing pain of a mourning mother consumed the powerful goddess of the harvest. She tore her divine robes, let her hair fall wild, and wandered the vast earth for 9 desperate days and nights. She carried blazing torches through the darkness, crying out Persephone's name to the silent mountains and the empty valleys. When the sun god Helios finally revealed the ugly truth, that Hades had taken her with Zeus's explicit permission, Demeter's sorrow transformed into a devastating apocalyptic depression. She completely withdrew her divine grace from the mortal realm. She did not do this out of spite or malice, but because her heart was so entirely broken that she could no longer bring herself to nurture life. The vibrant green fields withered into brown dust. The great ancient trees lost their leaves, their bare branches reaching toward a cold, unforgiving gray sky like skeletal fingers. The warm rains turned to freezing snow, and thick, unbreakable ice covered the rushing rivers. The first winter was born not as a natural season of the earth, but as the physical, chilling manifestation of a mother's endless tears. Humanity began to starve, caught helpless in the crossfire of divine heartbreak. Crops failed, livestock perished in the freezing winds, and the desperate prayers of freezing mortals finally reached the high peaks of Olympus. The situation forced Zeus to intervene before the earth was completely destroyed and his mortal worshippers were wiped out forever. Hermes, the swift messenger god, was dispatched into the depths with an absolute decree from the heavens. Persephone must be returned to the light immediately to save the mortal world. When Hermes delivered the message, a profound sadness fell over the underworld. Hades knew he could not let humanity perish, and he could not bear to see the woman he loved trapped at the center of a cosmic war. But Persephone was no longer the innocent, fragile girl from the meadow. She had found immense power, a defining purpose, and an unexpected, consuming love in the dark. Before she stepped onto the chariot to return to the light of the sun, Hades approached her. He did not force her to stay. Instead, he offered her a final gift, a single, beautiful pomegranate, plucked from his shadowed secret gardens. It was a gesture of profound love, but also the ultimate test of her own will. Persephone looked into his deep, ancient eyes. She understood the massive weight of the moment. She knew the ancient, unbreakable laws of the cosmos. Whoever eats the food of the dead is forever bound to the underworld. With absolute clarity and willing agency, she accepted the fruit. She broke the thick skin and deliberately ate 6 ruby-red seeds, permanently binding her fate to the shadows. It was her glorious, voluntary acceptance of her dual destiny. When Persephone emerged from the earth and stepped back into the sunlight, the reunion between mother and daughter was a moment of explosive, unmatched joy. Demeter's tears of sorrow instantly turned to tears of pure ecstasy. The thick ice melted away, vibrant flowers violently erupted from the cold, dead soil, and the earth was once again bathed in the golden, healing light of spring. The mortal world was saved by the sheer, undeniable power of their reunion. But the unbreakable laws of the cosmos had to be honored. Because she had eaten the seeds of the underworld, Persephone could not stay in the sun forever. A beautiful, deeply tragic compromise was born from this love and loss. For 6 months of the year, 1 month for each cursed seed she consumed, Persephone must descend back into the darkness to rule as the powerful, compassionate queen of the dead, alongside her dark king. During these months, Demeter mourns her child's absence. The earth cools, the leaves fall, and humanity experiences the reflective, freezing sorrow of autumn and winter. But when the snow finally melts, it is the triumphant return of Persephone to her mother's waiting arms, bringing the joyous, colorful explosion of spring. The changing of the seasons is not merely a cycle of weather. It is the greatest, most devastating love story ever told by the ancient Greeks. It is the eternal beating heart of a mother's enduring love, a king's quiet devotion, and a young woman's profound journey to find her true throne between the light and the dark. The gods proved their capacity for love and sorrow is as boundless as the cosmos itself, shaping human existence through deep passions that bring both unimaginable beauty and devastating consequences. But amidst all the grand tragedies, world-ending grief, and divine obsessions, is there any room for simple, quiet human grace? Do the terrifying rulers of Olympus ever look down upon mortals with genuine respect, rather than demanding fear or blood? Next time, we step out of the shadows and into the divine light. We will witness a breathtaking miracle of humility, the ultimate test of human kindness, and the profoundly beautiful story of the only two mortals the gods ever truly respected.